welcome to Grammar and Writing Lesson 19. Hope you're having a good day today. Let's get started. You have your notebooks out, ready to go. If not, pause your video and grab that real quick. We are starting with our first vocabulary word, imminent. Now we're looking at 3 words today, and they are pronounced very, very close to each other. So listen very, very carefully and look at the spellings very carefully because they are not quite the same in their meaning, of course. The first one is imminent. 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 This means it's likely to happen at any moment. So it's coming soon. For example, the atmosphere was tense and war appeared imminent. So it seems like it's going to happen very, very soon, right away. Imminent. It's close to happening, could happen at any time. Here's your next word, spelled very close. See that? There's only one change. That I that's in the middle has changed to an A. Imminent. 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 So the first word is imminent. Imminent. The second one is imminent. Okay? See how close they are? So you have to listen carefully and spell carefully. Imminent. Imminent means innate, inborn, or indwelling. So that idea of innate, that means like it already exists within something. It's already part of something. Something that's inborn, it's the same idea. It's already in someone when they are born. Indwelling, it is within someone. So something that's immanent is something that is already within someone or something. For example, some psychologists believe that one's personality is immanent. It means that the personality that you have is already part of you when you're born. That's what some psychologists believe, and some believe that it develops over time, what your personality is going to be like based on your environment, whatever. So imminent and immanent. Imminent, imminent. Okay? I and up. Imminent, imminent. Now here's this third one. This one is not quite as close. So, eminent. Okay? This one starts with an E, starts with an sound. So the first two are the I sound. This one is the sound. Eminent. Eminent. This means distinguished or prominent. Distinguished or prominent. For example, the Queen of England is eminent around the world. So it means that someone is well known as being important, something like that. They have high class, usually, not always, or they're just a very important leader. That's the idea behind prominent. They're important and well known. Distinguished is the idea of they're a little bit elegant, classy. Let's practice. Fill in the blank with the correct vocabulary word. The arrival of the airplane was blank. So arrival means that it's coming in. So the coming in of the airplane was blank. Which one of your 3 vocabulary words would best fit there? Number 2, the blank, Pope John Paul, represented the voice of the Catholic Church. So which one of those words could describe someone like the Pope who represents the whole Catholic Church? And the last one, some of the blank needs of a young child are touch, sleep, food, and water. So what word would describe the basic needs of a child? Right, the first one is imminent. The arrival of the airplane was imminent. It means it was coming in. So think of there's an I in the middle. So the one with the I in the middle is in, I for in, coming in, coming in. The eminent, Pope John Paul, represented the voice of the Catholic Church. Maybe you've heard the word your eminence is the idea of someone who's usually that's used for like a king or a queen. They would say your eminence. It's like your royal highness, someone who's very, very important. So eminent means very important, in a high place of honor, that kind of thing. And the last one, some of the immanent needs of a young child are touch, sleep, food, and water. Immanent, meaning it's already there. So A for already there. A in the middle for already there. Okay, today our grammar portion is about words that do not have capital letters. So we have just looked at a ton of rules for words that should have capital letters. So let's talk about some that should not. The first one, common nouns. Common nouns are not capitalized. We never ever capitalize them. For example, animals, plants, diseases, food, trees, musical instruments. By the way, when I say never ever capitalized, I mean unless it's the beginning of the sentence or something like that. So I guess not never ever. Sorry about that. Got a little carried away with myself. Okay, if a proper adjective, a descriptive word, appears with the noun, we only capitalize the proper adjective, not the common noun. So a proper adjective, that's an adjective, a descriptive word that's made out of a proper noun. For example, Chinese, it comes from the proper noun China, describing anything from China. So we capitalize the word Chinese because it's proper. So let's look at some common nouns and common nouns with proper adjectives so you can see this illustrated. Dachshund, it's a type of dog. It is a specific type of dog, but it's still common, it's still general. Russian wolfhound. The word Russian is a proper adjective because it comes from the proper noun Russia. So we capitalize Russian, but not wolfhound because it's still a common noun. We're still talking about just a general type of dog. It's not the name of the dog. Cabbage, just a type of food, a vegetable. Anyone like cabbage? I do not like cabbage. I have yet to eat a cabbage that I liked. Maybe one day I will, but I don't really like cabbage. Brussels sprouts, those are baby cabbages, okay? You can kind of dress them up so they're acceptable, but I prefer not. But Brussels comes from the country Brussels. So it comes from Brussels, so we capitalize it, capital B, but we don't capitalize the sprouts because it's still just a type of food. It just has a proper adjective in front. Almond, it's a type of nut. Anyone like almonds? Once again, I don't like almonds, but maybe you do. Maybe you've had almonds in your chocolate or something like that and you like those. I prefer cashews. I like those, but I don't like almonds. My dad loves almonds. Brazil nut. This comes from the country Brazil. So Brazil, that's a proper noun, so we capitalize the B. Now you might be questioning that little Z in there. Sometimes Brazil is spelled with a Z, sometimes with an S. Well, with the nut, it's spelled with a Z, okay? Brazil nut. Lettuce, just a common noun, just a regular old type food. Caesar salad. Okay, Caesar, that is the name of the title of a ruler in Rome. Usually we talk about Julius Caesar and stuff like that. So it's like someone's name. So it comes from a proper noun. But it's still a common noun because it's just a general type of salad. But since that's a proper adjective, we capitalize that, but not salad. Hibiscus, it's a type of flower. Very pretty, very fragrant. They're very nice. California poppy. It's, again, just a type of flower, general type of flower, so it's still a common noun, but California is a proper noun. It's a state, so it's part of the name, so we capitalize California because it's a proper noun, but we do not capitalize poppy because that is a common noun. So altogether, it's a common noun, but we have to capitalize California. Tetanus, that is a disease that you would get from, for example, if you step on a rusty nail, you could get tetanus. And it causes lockjaw, your muscles basically lock up and it can kill you. So that's why you have to make sure that you clean out anytime you get a cut or something like that, especially if it's from something rusty. You need to clean it out very well right away so that you don't get tetanus. And regularly, people get something called a tetanus shot that provides antibodies that help prevent you from getting that particular disease. But it's still a common noun. It's just a general type of disease. Hodgkin's disease. Again, this is a common noun. It's just a general disease. But Hodgkin is a person. So this disease was named after a particular person. So since that's someone's name, that's a proper noun. So the proper adjective is Hodgkin's, describing disease there. So we capitalize the H. We also do not capitalize seasons of the year. As you've heard before, fall, winter, spring, summer. We don't capitalize those unless they start a sentence or something like that. For example, people in the East enjoy the changing color of tree leaves in the fall. Notice we do capitalize East because it's talking about a region of the country. Remember that we learned previously. But fall is not capitalized because it's just a season. We treat a hyphenated word, so a word with that little mark that's a hyphen, as if it were one word. If it is a proper noun or the first word of a sentence, we capitalize only the first word and not all parts of the hyphenated word. Because you act like, even the part that's after the hyphen, you act like the hyphen's not there, it's just one word. And you wouldn't capitalize a letter that's in the middle of a word, so you don't capitalize the first part after the hyphen. Let me show you what I mean. 29 years ago, my parents were married. Now this is not true, my parents were married more than 29 years ago. Just to let you know. Okay, anyway, so 29, you need a hyphen in between, because remember, numbers from 21 through 99, except for the tens numbers, they are all hyphenated. So anyway, 29 has to be hyphenated. It starts the sentence, so you have to capitalize the T in 20. But this is one word, so you don't capitalize the N in 9 because that would be like capitalizing a letter in the middle of the word. It would be like in the word years, capitalizing Y and A. That would be silly. We don't do that. Okay, so we capitalize the T because that's the first word of the sentence, but not the N because it's still part of the first word of the sentence. Look at this example. At the end of the year, father-in-law Ernest paid a large amount in income taxes. Okay, father-in-law Ernest. This is a family word, and it's part of his name, just like aunt or uncle. Now, we usually don't say this. Like, I would not, my sister, I'm not married, so I can't say that to anybody, but my sister, she's married. She wouldn't normally say mother-in-law Ruth. That's the name of her mother-in-law. She wouldn't normally say that. She would just say my mother-in-law. That's typically what we would say. But if she were to say mother-in-law Ruth, she would want to capitalize mother. So here we capitalize father because it's part of the name, part of the title, but we don't capitalize the in, the I in in, or the L in law because it's part of the same word, father-in-law. That's just one big compound noun, but it's considered one word. Okay, let's practice. Write each word that should be capitalized. Number 1. Last autumn, mother-in-law Joyce turned 71 years of age. Pause the video, write down all the words that should be capitalized. The violin, viola, cello, and bass fiddle are classified as string instruments. Pause the video to write down the words that should be capitalized. The Spanish omelet had onions, green peppers, red peppers, Greek olives, California avocados, and sour cream. Pause the video, write down any words that should be capitalized. Number 4. Bo and Belle played exquisitely in the chess tournament. Pause the video to capitalize anything that should be capitalized. Number 5. The gardener prided himself on his beautiful trees. California oak, Chinese elm, liquid amber, crepe myrtle, and Australian willow. Okay, make sure you pause your video, write down all the words that should be capitalized. I'm going to show the answers now. Number 1, you should capitalize mother from mother-in-law and Joyce because it's all part of her name. So mother, but not in and not law. So mother and Joyce. Number 2, Nothing should be capitalized. It is correct as it is. Did that trick you or did you get that? If you got that, great job. If that tricked you, think about it. Nothing here is a proper noun. Everything is just a common noun. There are no proper adjectives, so nothing should be capitalized. If you're confused at all about number 2, shoot me a quick message and ask me why whatever it was that you thought should be capitalized should be capitalized, or should not be capitalized. Number 3, Spanish omelet, because Spanish comes from the proper noun Spain, but we don't capitalize omelet, we just capitalize Spanish. Greek in Greek olives, not olives, just Greek, because it comes from Greece, proper noun. California, again, we see that one from the state California, proper noun, it's the name. Not avocados, just California. Okay, number 4, bow and bell. So we capitalize bow because it's a name as well as starting the sentence, and bell because it's a name. And last one, number 5. California in California oak, Chinese from Chinese elm, and Australian from Australian willow. That's all you need to capitalize because the other parts of it are just common nouns. We only capitalize the proper adjectives there. All right, so for your homework, you need to complete more practice, lesson 30, page 94, which is the same as kind of what you've been doing. This is our last lesson on capitalization. Our next lesson, we are going to be continuing with writing, your writing exercises, and then next week we're going to start looking at punctuation. So you will be in your Language C book with punctuation. So those of you who have already done those pages in your Language C book, you are going to have copies in your binder. So use the copies in your binder to do your exercises. Michelle, Albert, and Ruby, you will use your language book because you have not already done those exercises. So you use your language book. Diego, Hessen, Marcy, Saeed, you'll have pictures. Layla and Oliver, you guys will use the copies. Okay? Alrighty. That's all we have for today. Love you guys, and I will see you in the next lesson. Bye.